We back up in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday night crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people, man? Welcome to day 3 of the official pregame week to this jump off to the Millennials vs. the World podcast party tour. First stop, DC, May 17th. We at St. X, sponsored by 3708. Come through. Tickets on Posh. It's your boy K. Mims. I got the ladies of the show, Miss Shantae and Miss Asia. What's happening?
Hey.
I got my Brody, Louis B. What's happening?
What's up? Go Birds.
What's happening? So before we get into questions, I got something that I ain't tell nobody because I got something that I got to say. So last night we were talking about, I said that when people go on dates, I feel like sometimes they red flags are stupid. The example I gave is like, sometimes people be looking for reasons not to date someone and they have really bad red flags. I wake up on social media today, and Joy Taylor, we had a conversation about her later, said if a guy says he's a man of God, that's a red flag.
Oh my God.
She said if he leads with that, that's right. She said if he leads
with that, then that's a red flag. Can y'all so my whole point is like, how do we get I get you can go through preference. I get people can want what they want. How if somebody leads with that? I'm just trying to say, how can something like that be a red flag, bro? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I believe in God. Everybody should know that. Believe in God. Period. Okay. But the guys that do lead with that usually don't. Let's just shorten up that answer. They really act like they do, but they really don't. They're doing the things that they nah. So I see that headline. I didn't get to listen to her entire conversation, so I don't want to speak on her entire conversation. But the headline itself saying that it's a red flag.
So if I lead with money but I'm broke, do you care?
All lies.
But that's not a red flag though. If I leave with my money, but I'm getting in debt trying to take you on this date, it don't matter that I'm not that. But
now, if he said I'm a man of God and I go to church every Sunday, I take my grandma, like if he followed up with that, then I would maybe make it believable. But so if you're saying that if you said that you have money but you have nothing to follow up with, I wouldn't believe you. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts, Lewis and Asia?
I personally don't think it's a red flag, right? Because for me, and we talked about this before, like for me, it would be important, right, for somebody to lead with that because I am looking for a man of God, right? So for me, it would, if somebody doesn't lead with that, eventually that question is going to come up because it's something that's important to me, right? So I can see how for somebody else, if that is something that they are not looking for, right, I can see how that would be for them a red flag. Because usually whatever you lead with is it can be something that is important to you, right? Because in the context of somebody says like, oh, I'm a Christian, my next question is going to be, oh, like, do you go to church? Oh, like, I'm going to have more follow-up questions about your faith if that's what you're leading with. So if you are the type of person that you don't have a faith or you don't want to have those types of conversations, then for them, I could see that it would be a turnoff. For me, it would be the complete opposite. Because eventually I'm always going to have the question about that because that's something that I would be looking for, right? So like it would be a red flag for me if somebody leads with, I'm definitely not a man of God. Okay, great. Now we don't need to keep having conversations. Really, for me, it's like a cool, great. Thanks for letting me know that head on.
That's fair. Louis, do you have a thought on it, bro? Or
Yeah, I think when I listened to the interview, she spoke about how her experience with people who have traditionally led with that turned out not to be what she expected them to be, and they maybe weren't true to what they were presenting. I got to take apart your comparison about the lead with money thing.
I'm listening.
Because with that, like, I think it goes back to her points about being exposed. They just weren't true to who they said they were, who they were leading with. So I think the same. I think the comparison would be the exact same. So if they're saying they lead with money and they turn out not to be what they say they are, then she could also have that same type of response to anyone who leads and says that they or shows off money. That's a red flag because I've known it to not be the case whenever someone has led that way or led with that. So that was the experience that I picked up that she was speaking to is someone typically leads with this and ends up eventually not being what they portrayed to be. So the same could be said with money. The same could be said with anything they choose to lead with.
I hear what you're saying, bro.
Did she say that she was a Christian or not? Did she make that clear in the?
She acknowledged her faith, but she didn't say that it would. Honestly, when I looked at the interview, it didn't seem rooted in her resistance to religion or someone that is rooted. Okay. It was more so her experience with people who chose to lead with that.
Yeah, but bro, maybe I'm just assuming here, but I feel like you will have to kind of pick up on that to feel like that's where you needed what you needed to lead with. Does that make sense? Like, I think
people who to pick up on, like the vice versa, like the other person, or
yeah, like a vibe was given for him to feel like that's what he needed to lead with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the conversation was before that, because lead with doesn't mean to me like that's the first thing you said, right? But if you constantly are pushing it, cool. But like, I may have sat down and felt the need to say that based off where we were. I may have shot my shot and missed it, whatever the case may be. My whole point is this. I think, and Lewis, I do get what you're saying like if it was money, if it was something else, if you lead with it and you're not that, it could be a red flag. You know what I mean? But where I just find it ironic that a person constantly has to, oh, what up, Rod? We talking about Joy Taylor saying that any man that leads with
God,
I'm a man of God is a red flag. That's what we currently talking about.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know why I think people do that?
Why?
It lowers the defense. It lowers the defense, right? Because it's assumptive. If you say that's who you are, I think it for people who do have a value system and a belief in God, it creates a certain level of credibility for them, and it lowers the defense. In my opinion, that's why I feel like some people who are manipulative about it lead with that in efforts to lower the defenses of whomever they're talking to. It could be a man or woman, vice versa. But I feel like people lead with that because, again, it lowers the defense of the other person.
Yeah, maybe so. I can't.
Why people lead with it? Because it's so easy to be divided right now in these days. Like it's people, do all kinds of things, and you have all different kinds of, religions. So it's like kind of like black versus white and all those things type thing. I feel like it's one of those things people say just to make sure that you understand, right? Rather than meaning it in a manipulative way. But like you said, she's had those experiences when it hasn't worked out. But some people just try to clarify because there's so many different religions. It kind of, instead of putting you in a box, kind of put you in a box and just says like, this is what I am.
To me, it's just weird that not every guy, but you have multiple experiences where somebody felt the need to lead with that. I'm gonna leave it there though.
Okay, you're picking it. Yeah, picking that same guy.
or attracting it to you. Is that what you're saying, Kenny? You're attracting
because I don't think it. Because let me be clear. I'm not saying you can't say you're a man of God. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the red flag is kind of like, okay, you're consistently getting this one type of red flag all the time.
Yeah.
Like you got to be in a space where God feel like he need to lead with that though.
Yeah.
Like because again, we are humans. We're not a monolith, so it's different parts of us that we could lead with, and they keep feeling the need to lead with that. That's my thing, bro. I don't even want. Oh God, hey Rod trying to get started. He said if you keep attracting the same type, then you the problem. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I agree with that.
I agree with it too.
Yeah,
I agree with it too. All right, so getting into the topics, man. How would you navigate? So the first topic of the night that we got, how would you navigate a change that a partner is making that's best for them, but it's not what you were initially attracted to? So a partner's making a change, weight, body, whatever the case may be. is best for them, but it's not what you were initially attracted to. How would you navigate that process? So they're making a change. They may be losing weight. They may go getting a BBL. They may be cutting their hair. They may be doing whatever the case may be. How would you navigate that change if it's not something it's best for them, but it's not what you were initially attracted to?
I'm gonna
throw it to you first, bro. You said what?
I've been through it. I said this on the episode of Small Talk. You know, it was this natural hair thing happening, and I wasn't with it.
All right.
I was not with that shit.
This man got to chill.
But that's a choice though. What's something? But was that best for her, or was
it was best because she was going through? She was trying to go natural, so she cut her hair right to the roots to grow and not have a relaxer. And I was like, I didn't like it. I still haven't forgiven her. It's been 12 years. I have not forgiven her since. I've not forgiven her for it.
Should you have? Hold on, time out. So why didn't you like it though?
I just didn't like it. I don't like that, man.
So
I'm being honest. Y'all laugh at me. Whatever. I don't like that shit. Fuck all that. I don't want a little fro. I don't want to look at a little fro.
Coming from the bald man, like what? Yo,
bro, yo, hold on, time out, bro. Yo, what's wrong with what's wrong? So is it?
I didn't want to look at it,
bro. All right, I get it. Listen, I definitely get it. Men, when women, we switch it up, we be going through stuff. So I feel y'all. I'm sorry, we do just cut it off. But as for the opposite end, if it was my way to navigate it, I'm very honest. I'm very blunt and honest. So I would just kind of just be like, yeah, I would want you to do it this way. You know, if that's the way you want to do it, cool. But I want you to do it this way. Even if they do it their way, that's the way they do it. But I'm gonna still say my piece. Just like Lou. Like Lou, I said I don't like it. Straight up, like that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, that. But you saying that now, if we were to say that, your feelings would be hurt, and you think we trying to be mean. But you, like I give a real life example. Like my wife is convinced that I did not like her dreads when she got them, and I was like, it's not that I dislike them, but I didn't think your next hairstyle was going to be locks. Like that's not what I thought. I didn't dislike them. Okay. She's like, you don't like them. I'm like, if I didn't like them, I would tell you.
Right.
But come on, that's a trick bag, man. That's you trying because you're asking me if I like something that you know I'm on the fence about, so you know I can say something that you not that is not going to vote well for me in the long run. Mm. Like you know I'm on the fence about it. You know I loved your other hair, and you went and did this shit anyway. So don't ask me now.
Exactly.
Yeah. How would you?
This is like that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm a girl. I get
offended. Said he don't like TWA.
Now you're not his girl no more just because you cut his hair off. That sucks. Got a haircut. She thought it was cute. She came home.
I'm like, why didn't you do that before me? Why'd you have to find this journey while you with me?
Damn, bro.
So no, they're really. That's really like,
I'm laughing because I've heard it before, and I know Lewis means this for real.
I mean it.
Like,
yeah, bro, but that's a little harsh, dog. Like, you know, I'm with honesty, but oh my god, bro, she can't try a new hairstyle.
That's how I felt, bro. This is how I felt. How come nobody care about how Lewis feel about this?
No, Lewis, for real,
because it's not your hair, not your journey.
There's a meme going around, like if you get locks, like they say, like the girls say, don't start your locks with me. Like there literally is a meme, like don't start your locks with me. My man, he started his locks. I thank God he came home like a regular because I was scared. But that's really a thing. You're right. You just don't want.
I stayed.
Okay,
good. Man, get out of here, Asia. What's your thoughts, man? Nigga talking about I stayed, man.
Whatever.
Oh, Lewis. No, I think I do think that there are some real conversations that kind of come in on the back end, right? Because if your partner is changing and it is something that is best for them, right? Like, for example, and I'll talk about like the weight loss part. It's like, let's say like you were with somebody and like a woman or whatever, and they were on the thicker side and you really like that. Like, you're like, yes. But for them, you don't know that they were having back problems, right? Mm-hmm. That they were, or let's say even I'll do like a woman having like a breast reduction. Because that's a big one, right? Mm-hmm. But it's because she was having back problems. It's because she was there was a lot of health things that was going on, right? And so she made the decision of like, yeah, this is something that I need to do for my health, so that I can walk and I can feel confident, I can feel comfortable. In that instance, yes, it's best for her, but it might be challenging for a man that was initially attracted to her breast to then be like, so you just got rid of them. So like they just like not there anymore. Like I think that would be hard for a man to navigate. Like I really do think that would be hard for somebody to navigate, but you would have to be really sensitive and like mindful of how you have that conversation if you think that it's a conversation that you need to have anyway. Because for me, some things, it doesn't even need to be a conversation, because at this point, it's like, if I'm doing something that is really best for me, it's like, sure, have your opinion. But in my mind, if it's for an aesthetic thing or my health is going to win every time. Like, you'll be okay. It's not that deep. And I don't think we need to have a conversation for you to make me feel bad that I'm going through a change that I think is necessary.
I agree with you, but just don't ask me, because then you're forcing me to say stuff. Like, let's just talk and you let me know what you got to do, but don't ask my opinion on it, because that's not fair to me. Not fair to me. So like, let's talk. I got to do this. I got to move that way. Cool. I got to do this for my health. Absolutely. I support, and I'll keep my feelings and process on my own. But don't ask me and then penalize me when I tell you like, hey man, them was my Johns. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was where I was at. I think that's so dangerous. I think that's so dangerous because it happened to me today. I'm not going to say the story, but like, don't ask me. And it's a setup. Like, you know that. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that, because
we don't ask. We're just talking. Like, I don't think we're asking you low key sometimes. Like, we ask to hear the good, but just fake the good, bro.
No. All right, so we got some. No,
we can't do it, baby D.
Yeah. No. So, hey, Rod said, how do y'all feel about this? Rod said, if a guy cuts his beard after he started,
that's for that ball joke you said earlier. Go ahead.
I knew it was coming. I knew Lou was gonna get me. It was going to be on the pod or in DC.
What ball joke? I didn't hear that.
She said I was bald, so I said she looked like.
Yeah, she called him bald.
I said she dressed like Baby D. Go ahead. Baby D cosplay. Go ahead, kid.
Hey, you stupid, man. If a guy cut his beard, would y'all be sick if he started with a beard and cut it off?
Yes. Because it changes your whole face. First
you know
of all,
what?
It literally changes your whole face. That's number one. Number two, I would need to know what about that is best for you. Like
oh my God.
Because for me, because I'm going back to the question. That says, how will you navigate a partner changing something that's best for them, right? Like for me, I'm talking about like the like getting a breast reduction because I'm having some health problems. For me, I would really be curious as to
why you need to take your beard off.
Bae, why are you changing your face? Why are you changing your face?
Or maybe for a corporate reason.
And it could be that, right? Or even having certain jobs, right? Because like, for instance, like my godbrother had really long locks, and when he got into like the police academy, I think it was, like he had to cut them at the time. And so it's like, I would understand that. Would I be sick about it? Yeah. But would I also be understanding, and would I feel the need to then complain about the change every time, knowing that the whole point was for this job? No. But I am talking to my girls about it. I will be talking behind his back.
ASAP in the
y'all just
immediately.
Just as shallow as we are.
That hey Louis, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, it's a lot of like, and the craziest part is like, now you need to know. Like, now I gotta justify why I needed to make a change, but you could just do it. You could come home and be like, oh, I just cut all my hair off. But if I cut my facial hair off, oh no, I need to know now why that's best for you.
What? I didn't see. Look,
we get a back brace. Keep them titties up there. We get a back brace.
That's crazy. First of all, that's wild. And no, I'm not saying. And I think there's part of it that's shallow. But I think for me to say like, all right, I can understand why you would cut off your beard. That is not the equivalent of saying I don't want a TWA, and I'm still not forgiving you after 40 years. I didn't say that part.
I'm gonna be real. Like there's like, hey, so what would y'all do? So Louis, can I ask you a question? No funny.
Mm-hmm.
How did you fight through? So did you just not like the hot hairstyle, but you were still really attracted, or did it mess with your attraction when she had it at first?
No, it didn't mess with my attraction. I think I felt betrayed. That's pretty deep.
Yeah, I
That's how I
dog,
feel.
boy.
I legitimately felt betrayed. Like that was because I was like, you never cut your hair before. Once you get security with me, then you go explore. Now you want to go through this change. And I think that we were extremely young at the time. And she had to educate me on what it was, right? Because when she talked to me about relaxers and going natural and all this stuff and how committed she was to it, I then realized it was something that she wanted to do for her, for herself. And I had to accept it because I was in too deep. We was beyond, the physical stuff
Mhm.
by that time. But I did, I felt betrayed because I was like, I've made it known. I'm upfront. Like I always talk about what I like and what I don't like.
Oh,
And and she knew that. So she knew I didn't like short hair, but I felt like, I just felt betrayed. I'm like, this is not something I particularly care for, right?
Mm.
But and then you go do this once you get with me. Right. It just didn't sit well. And I was honest, but it would took a lot of conversations and understanding to get to a common place and for me to get over it. But I still ain't forgave her.
Hey, Rod, wow,
Wait,
bro. Rod said it kills the attraction because the short hair is not for me. I don't want to rub heads together.
Oh
you
my
guys are so mean. Like,
Let me just
what?
say, yeah, hold on.
Rod said,
Hold on.
Rob is on
Let me
something
just
else.
say,
I'm not on that part.
like I can understand, people having like a preference. Like for example, like I do like facial hair, right? And if it's something that you're not attracted to, that's fine. Like, great. But there are also some gorgeous, amazing, beautiful women that can rock a short do, right? Some people, their hair, right? For them, there's health reasons. Like there's so many different factors. And however, if it's not for you, that's cool. It does not have to be for you, but we can't blanket statement all women.
Right,
that
because
have short
I've had short hair. I had a cute little short haircut. It was a little pixie cut. Shout out to my stylist. But yeah, you rock the short cut. And girls have to go through that phase. Even if you have super long hair, they cut their hair. Like you gotta have a little shortcut. It is messed up. She said you told her you never liked it though, and she went and got it. Don't feel
Mhm.
the word. I don't like the word betrayed.
I felt betrayed.
So the only one I go with is like health. I just feel like if I'm not saying your decision has to be based on me. What I am saying is I need a little consideration up in there though, dog. Like, because this is what I'm saying. If I tell you I don't like something and you go do it, you cannot control my reaction. Like, that's
Like
not
that.
fair.
You can't tell me how to react to it. That's a
Yeah,
great
if I
point.
told you, you know what I'm saying? And then if I react bad, I don't want to be. And let's take it out of the physical. Let's do another change, right? Like, what if there's I don't want to bring let me be careful. What if there's um how you use this correct word? What if how they relieve themselves or their stress relievers had to change based off certain things? But during your process of switching that out, you became a gremlin. Like, that's fair. You may be figuring out what your new way is, and it's not health related, and you say it's best for you, but it's really taking a toll on us. That's where it gets tricky for me. That's where it get really tricky for
Yeah.
me. Like, I feel like personal decisions shouldn't impede on the relationship too much. Like a little bit. Like Lewis felt like I'm gonna use Lewis real quick. Like she did it, he felt betrayed, cool. But in reality, like she cut her hair. You know what I mean? Like she cut her hair,
Mhm.
she did it for her. If you're gonna do something that's gonna infringe on our relationship, I feel like that has to be a conversation versus like a change. Like your change can't be impeding on what we got in a negative way. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
makes sense, and I agree with what you're saying, but I also think that there are some changes that like it's like the change happens and sometimes people don't even realize it, right? So and then I think the conversation should happen after, right? So for example, let's say somebody used to be like an extrovert, right? Like it's like, oh, come on, babe, like let's do this, let's travel all the time, let's go all these different places. You're constantly socializing, right?
Mhm.
Now let's say they experience burnout from work, right? So for example, like, and depending on the field that you're in, like burnout it's wild. And it's like, you know
Yes.
For
what,
sure.
actually now I don't want to go out anymore. I don't really want to socialize as often. That does impact the relationship. But sometimes people that are experiencing burnout don't realize the effects that it's having on everybody else. Right. And so then it becomes like, oh dang, right, it has been like a month and we have not had a date night. Oh my goodness, it
Right.
has been a month and we haven't actually socialized, right? So I think then it comes for the partner to then say like, all right, babe, like we really haven't gone out in a while. Like what's going on? Because I might
Mhm.
not realize that I'm doing it because I'm in it. Even though it's
Yeah.
actually impacting the both of us. You know what I'm saying? So I do think a conversation should happen, but sometimes it can't be a conversation up front because the other person might not even realize they're doing it.
Mm,
Yeah, that's where it get dangerous, boy.
that's deep.
It get
That's still that
dangerous.
other person's fault.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad he said it, not me.
Wait, what'd you
That's
say?
still their. It's still they're still accountable to it, whether they recognize it or not.
I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm saying that the conversation can't happen in the beginning. If I don't know that I'm really going through burnout, like for real, if you've experienced burnout, sometimes you don't even realize that's what's happening. I have
So,
experienced it and I really did not realize it. I'm a workaholic, for those that know, y'all know.
Oh
For
yeah.
me, I'm
yeah,
just in go mode. I don't even realize
yeah.
I'm exhausted as I am until somebody
Mhm.
says, Asia, you good?
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's
So,
like,
so Asia, may I ask a question to what you're saying? And I'm not being funny.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asking
yeah.
a real question.
No, for sure,
But
for sure.
why I agree with Lewis is like this. If I'm with you, we locked in, right? And I see it on you, and I'm telling you, like,
Yeah.
hey, love, like, whether you know or not, you got a trusted person letting you know, like, hey, I kind of know you well enough to know what burnout look like. And if you don't trust me enough to receive that, or you're not moving on it, why? You know what I'm saying? It's not like you don't
I
have a
agree.
person telling you, even if you don't recognize it. And I'm
Mhm.
outside looking in. Well, sometimes it's easier. It's like the boxer in the ring with the trainer in the corner. The trainer in the corner see a lot more than the boxer does. So I'm like, hey, look, I'm telling you, you're short tempered. You're not eating like that. You're not sleeping.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
so why can't we have the conversation when a
We
trusted
not
person?
doing it.
Yo, come on, man.
Keep it
Hey,
all the
that's
way
No,
real.
that's real, but that's true though,
Keep it all
Lewis.
the way
That's
real
true.
now. Come on
yeah,
now.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
true.
No,
But I agree with you though,
That's real.
Twinning. I'm saying the conversation should happen. I'm not saying that it should not happen. I'm
okay.
saying that there in the beginning, because to your point earlier, you were saying like if there's gonna be a change, I need a conversation. I'm saying sometimes the conversation can't happen before the change because I don't know that it's changing. Then the conversation should happen. If you bring it to my attention, yes, then that makes sense. I'm just saying some changes, we don't even realize that the change is happening in the beginning for us to have that initial conversation. But if it's brought to our attention, yes, I think that conversation should happen eventually. Either way.
Okay, I agree. I agree. I agree. But just don't be changing too much, bro. Don't change too much. I can say don't change too much. Don't change too much at once. And I mean that. Like
Yeah.
give me some
Yeah.
season. Like
Yeah.
change this
Yeah.
season. We straight, then another season come along. Don't be changing. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all
Don't cut.
saying, so you saying that she can't cut her hair and get a breast reduction and become an introvert, like all in the
In
same
the
season?
same.
That's a
You're
whole
not
new
doing
woman.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
3 passes. That's 3 hall passes right there.
Now that's crazy.
I'm not
No.
agreeing with that.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, bro.
No, hey,
It's
nah.
only one hall pass. All those equate to one hall pass.
Yeah. There
Wait
you
a
go.
minute.
Yeah, okay. Is this your king? This who y'all look. How about thank you, Lewis? All right, Asia. I'm on to the next, right? I ain't full of nah,
All right.
it just give me time. Give me time to adapt and adjust because it really do, depending on where you at with it, take a lot, bro.
Are we going from D's to A's or D's to C's?
I ain't
Lewis,
never seen a one-letter breast
there's
reduction,
no
brother.
woman out here that's trying to be an A cup. Let's say
Okay.
that right now. There's
All
no
right.
woman out here that's trying to be
Because
A
I
cup.
can't do the committee.
The itty bitty
I
titty
can't.
committee.
Shit.
Let's
I'm gonna
move
take
on.
I'm
We're
about to say
moving
something
on.
All right. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
We're moving on. All right. So next question. Should parents have a say so in which career path that their child takes? Like whether it's like including like education internships that they're taking? Like, should parents have a say so in that? What y'all think?
Parents, go first.
Man, if I'm paying for it, you damn right I do.
Nah,
If I'm paying for it, if I'm paying for your education, we are going to have a very targeted conversation on where your skills lie, what what I've seen you be committed to, what is going to get you the most return from your life and this investment that we are both making in your future. Now, when you ask that question, does it say you have to do this? You have to do what I think you should do? No, but it is going to be a very targeted situation, because I think if I'm paying for your education, then I do have a say, because I'm not going to pay for you to go to school to do, I don't know where this came from. I'm not going to pay for you to go to school to be a basket weaver, right? But if you're trying to have a career that is targeted and focused on something that you've committed to, and I've seen you invest in, and just your time and your skill, then I'm roll with you. But if I'm paying or investing in your education, yeah, I have a say.
So, Lewis, let me just clarify something. When you say I have a say, doesn't mean that they have to follow it. You just gonna speak your mind and kind of direct it.
My resources go along with my words.
So this is my thing. I agree I agree on most parts. My thing is this: like, when I say so, like, we're gonna talk about it. It is gonna be targeted. But if you opt to do something that you want to do that I'm not necessarily, we're gonna talk about it all. But if you opt to do something that I don't necessarily agree with, but you passionate about it, and I gotta fund it, if you mess up, you paying me back. You paying me back. Now, granted, it ain't gonna be like the bank. I ain't gonna hit you across the head, because you would. I may not have a say, but if my bread coming on, you would have to convince me on what you doing, how you plan on moving. I ain't gonna do the 4-year, 5-year, 6-year plan. Nah, but like, all right, bro, if you say like, yeah, I want to go to such and such university, and I'm like, okay, bet, what you want to study, and you can't tell me the major, faster. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, dog. Because I wouldn't want, I think it's my job to expose you to enough things where you gravitate towards something where you have an inkling. If you're not 100% sure, I am not above community college or anywhere like that where you could take some time and figure it out. So my thing is, my say so would be more so like, hey, bro, we ain't like, you not saying no school that's gonna cost me thousands of dollars, and you can't tell me what you plan on doing when you get there. But I'm not gonna try to control what you do. If you making a dumbass decision, then yeah.
First off, shout out to the FAFSA and the basket weavers, because I think I don't have kids yet. But the way I was
yet,
I'll wait till I'm probably like 42,
Yeah. All right, better late than never. I see you.
Yeah.
Who knows? But my mom kind of gave me the path, right? She was, in the medical field. I kind of went on thinking I would be in the medical field. I was trying to be a pediatrician. In my mind, I thought that was what would make my mom happy, right? Or follow the path my mom kind of guided for me. But she didn't push me like that to like tell me that's all that you're going to be. But it kind of felt a little guided, and I kind of feel like I wasted it because I'm not a doctor now. I'm not even in the medical field. I'm a recruiter, So like I literally took the 100% opposite path, and now we throw parties. So it's like my mom's like, "What are you doing?" So she's so disappointed in me. But my whole point is,
you crazy. Go ahead, man.
My whole point is, I don't think I would tell my kid kind of what to do. I would feed into whatever they're good at. So if I notice that they're good at basket weaving, hey, if you're going to be weaving baskets, you're going to be weaving baskets for Beyonce. Do you understand? Like, that's the type of mindset I want my kid to be on. You're not going to weave no basket and do it $15 and sell it to your friends. We are thinking bigger. Did you put a trademark on that basket weaving? Like, you see what I'm saying? I would feed into it.
Yeah. I would just expose them. You gotta be exposed. That's my whole thing. I think I lucked up because I was just following my brother, but like my mom, respect to her, like basketball exposed me to different. I put it like this: playing basketball, being good at it, put me on good AAU teams with people from different places. So I got exposed to different careers from their parents. It wasn't the traditional way of exposure. So once I realized, like, oh shit, it's a world out there. That's when my mind opened up. Like, oh, okay, like I can do this. I was still going to A&T regardless. I'm gonna be real. I only applied to A&T where my girlfriend was at the time, but I know I wasn't gonna make it, and the community college. But I was going to A&T.
Where was that? Where was that place?
No comment, bro. B-Dot might be watching.
Okay.
No comment.
I would say, like, for me, I think I have mixed feelings about it, if I can be honest, because I do think that there should be a say so, but sometimes I think about the say so for me is not about which career path, only because so often, like, some people really do switch up, right? Like they start taking the classes and they're like, oh my gosh, I thought I wanted to do this and there's no way that I actually want to do it, right? Or I thought I had capacity to do this. Absolutely not. Like, not my thing. And so I do think that the say so should be in like the internships, if that makes sense. So it's like, how are you going to get the real life experience of what it is that you think you want to do? Right? Because for me, it's like, I would rather my kid experience like an internship or volunteering opportunities. Keenan, to your point around exposure, it's like, okay, if you think you want to be a vet, right? Then before college even comes into play, in high school, you are going to be doing, right, volunteer work at an animal shelter. Because I need to know, for you, are you really passionate about it, or do you just have an idea about it? Right? Because my thing, like, one thing that my dad taught me, and I've said this before, but like, for him, it really was just like, he didn't care what we studied. It was like, you just have to go to college. It was more of like, you go to college, you finish college. Because for my dad, he went, but he didn't finish. So for him, that was the success. And my dad always said to me and my brother, just find what you love to do and do it to the best of your ability, right? And so for me, if I can be honest, I had an idea of what I wanted to do in undergrad, and it didn't exist. Like, I had a major, minor, and got a certification to make up what I wanted to do, because there was no path for it, right? And I was the oldest child. Neither one of my parents had finished college. So for me, it was like okay, well, I'm kind of doing this on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it wasn't until after college, because of an internship, that I realized, like, oh, I know what I want to do. And then for me, I went to grad school so that I can actually do what it is that I'm doing now, right? Which is being a therapist, which was not my original plan at all.
So before I show this comment, how did you get exposed to that internship that made you shift?
I had to do it. So for one of my, I think it was for my minor, a part of that was you had to do an internship in basically doing like community outreach, that type of stuff. And so when I got there, I felt like a fish out of water. Like, I did not know what social work was at the time. I didn't know that social workers could be therapists also. And to be honest, when I got there, I was like, what is this? I felt helpless, if I can be honest. And so I said, I never want to feel helpless again with these kids. So I asked around and I was like, okay, what can I do to actually help them for real? Because me showing them around is not helping. And that's how I found out about clinical social work.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Cool.
This is at Lewis. Brittany, what up? Now, if basket weaving turns them into a celebrity fashion designer, then what, Lewis?
Brittany, exactly what
no, that's said. Lewis. That's to Lewis.
How many you know?
Basket weavers
or celebrity fashion designers, either or. We don't. Hey, look. That's not fair. People choose. I chose undecided too. Yeah, and I also dropped all 3 of them classes the first year.
I think it's important to. So listen, if you're gonna go undecided, I'm going to have a very targeted conversation about what we're trying to accomplish. Here's the thing that I've learned that influence some of those decisions where people may start in this direction or go to another direction is, I mean, I even do it like in my job now, right? When I'm mentoring people that want to switch and go into different places within the company, we have them. Is that a Venn diagram with the 2 circles? Isn't that what it's called?
Yes.
When they
So
overlap in the middle.
the things that you don't like, or the things most important to you, things that you least important to you, and then obviously things you don't like, you do like, etc. And we find out where the commonalities are, and where the things that are the most primal, and then we really target and try to put people in those type of positions. So as I'm having a conversation, and my child, someone who I'm observing from day one, right, to whoever they evolve to at that age, I'm going to have a good sense of things that they're good at, right, or things that I've seen them lean towards. I'll never forget asking plenty of parents before I had kids, like, how did you know your kid would be good at this or that? They naturally gravitate to things. Like my daughter, she's more of an artist, so she probably would be a basket weaver. I'm just gonna be honest with you, right? She does, she dances. I mean, she's really more artistic. So if she came to me and said this is something she would want to do, she's demonstrated that competency already. So I may encourage her to do that. The other one, hell no. You know what I'm saying? But he has other gifts. Like he's way more charismatic, right? He's extremely charismatic. I think he's going to be a great salesperson. He's good in math, things like that. So I'm going to point him in the direction that allows him to use his skill set. But if I'm paying, right, you can go to any college. If I want to go to a college that's going to kind of have a little bit more strategy to your strengths, right, where you won't have as many distractions. If you're going to go undecided, but you're not just gonna go undecided anywhere, especially on my dime.
I feel like I'd rather go to a community college than be undecided is just so. This is the thing, bro. It is such a waste of money if the school does not have an actual program for freshmen that are undecided. When I went undecided, there's certain schools that have certain classes you have to take to expose you to stuff when you're undecided.
Oh, like the trial and error kind of.
Yeah, but like
not university experience like we had to take.
Yeah, exactly. Stealing money.
And they got rid of that shit like 3 years later.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. So I just feel like oh god, here she goes. Sorry, stuff. So I'm just gonna read the comment. Does the gender of the child matter? Are you harder on your sons than your daughters, and are ladies harder on their daughters than their sons? Yeah, it matter. They're gonna deal with this different obstacles, like that, and we have to. It matters because there are things that boys will experience that women may never. There's things that women may experience, or little young ladies that dudes will never. It has to be different. I'm learning. You know, a lot of people from where we come from, single parent households, they'll say like, "Oh, boys need their mom, girls need their dad." But the thing I don't like about that is like both kids need both their parents. Mm-hmm. Like that's the thing. Like, don't one may gravitate towards one. You may be a daddy's boy, mama's, whatever the case may be. But we gotta. Yes, I'm going to treat it differently. Yes, but there are avenues in which my wife, their mother, well, okay, tap in right there. I don't have a daughter. Let me be clear. I don't have a daughter, but like, yeah, it's stuff I'm going. If I had a daughter that she ain't gonna deal with, that they gonna deal with.
Did you let your son go to the club at 16, but you won't let your daughter go to the club at 16?
No, I'm not doing stuff like that is easy for me. No, we're not doing that at all.
Okay, you're gonna treat them the same at that point.
In that regard, yeah, in that regard, yeah, because I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be too honest. It's probably for two different reasons, but I would treat them the same. But it's for two different reasons.
I think for me, like it's difficult to answer only because I can only go based off of like how my parents were with me and my brother, because it is, you know, one boy, one girl. But me and my brother, our personalities are so different. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't think it was the fact that I was a girl. I think it's the fact that I had more direction and vision. You know what I'm saying? I was more of a go-getter. So if I can be completely honest, my parents, it was just like we trust you, Asia. You'll figure it out. Which, if I can be honest, I actually did not like so much. And because for me, it felt like, well, because like with my brother, he was more like, I don't know, who knows, you know, that they gave him more, it was more attention put on him because they trusted that I would just figure it out and I would land on my feet. With my brother, though, it was like straight up, I kid you not. My dad was like, if you don't figure it out by next week, you're going to the army. That was my dad's plan. It was like, if you do not have a plan, you're going to the army, and then you'll figure it out. And my mother, of course, was like, no, not my baby. You know, he'll figure it out. And so essentially what happened, right? My dad was like, either you're going to go to college, you'll figure it out, or you're going to the army. And my mom, it was a whole thing. But anyway, my brother, he ended up going to college. It took him quite a bit to finish because he was undecided the whole way through, right? He wasn't declared undecided. He changed his major quite frequently.
That's a difference. That's a difference.
I should have said, I'm sorry, I should have said
he was literally undecided.
Colleges won't let you be undecided the whole way through. You have to declare within your sophomore year for most universities, but for my brother, he changed his mind the whole way through. And I think my parents were so stuck on, like, really it was my mom, I think, being easy on him, if I can be honest, and thinking that my dad was being too hard on him, that I don't think that they had the conversation behind the scenes to create like a front. I think it was more of like, well, let's be a little soft. Well, let's be a little hard. And it's like, y'all need to figure that out behind the scenes and to come together as a united front, because this ain't it. And that boy is confused.
and from what I say, and I would say, yo, that's crazy. And what I would say I don't have daughters, but I would say this: me being a mentor and being an educator and having female students that are younger, I will say this: I think I will have the same standards, but I also feel like young girls listen more, so the approach is not the same.
The girls listen way better.
Yeah,
way better.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't have to do the same. I gotta go extreme because he a dummy. He gonna go do it anyway. So I gotta treat him different. I can't let him with the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can usually talk to him, and I look at the way my wife reacted to her dad. Like, I'm like, man, did you ever get whooped? And it was just, and he was like, nah, I ain't have to. You just talk to her.
Yeah, my dad just say I'm disappointed in me, and I'm crying.
Yep.
Yeah.
All you need.
Did you go back and do it again?
No.
Oh.
Daughters are the best.
Yeah, we really are. I have brothers just like you, Asia, and I was the oldest, just like you, and had to fight through and figure it out. But the boys are really an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you're right. Got him. Got him.
I like having, say, just I'd rather have two daughters or two sons, like all this or all that, bro. I don't think I'll be good at
It's good. It's honestly, I love my son too, man. It's just different. It's just different.
I agree. I just feel like I'll make bad decisions. My daughter, she'll be like, "Oh, daddy, okay, baby, here you go. You got it. Chill out.
Oh yeah,
chill out."
That's about right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how it was.
Yeah, that's about right, kid.
All right, so next one. I can't wait to hear this. What is something, if people knew about you, would be shocking? Like something that can't nobody know, that doesn't anybody know. If you told them, it would be shocking. I'm going to Shantae first.
No, I don't want to go first. Let everybody else go first.
No, bro. You be hiding behind everybody else talking. No. What is something?
We just talked about this, y'all. I don't know. I didn't even process the thought. Can I process the question?
Okay, all right. You going second though. Lewis,
okay,
y'all got one? I gotta speak on something I said last night. I had a whole conversation.
They would be shocked. Okay, I mean, I guess I do have one.
All right.
I am low-key shy.
Yeah. Hey, look at Louis.
I'm high-key shy.
Yeah.
I'm shy. But only at times like this, when we have to talk about real things. If we could just talk about fake, facade, fun, I can fake through it. But when we got to talk about the real, I get a little shy.
Yeah, you turn it red on camera, man. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, relax.
Hey, yeah. Hey, I've seen it enough to know, like, oh, bro, really do get shy. Like, what?
You said it before we started, so yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I can, I would say, I think people know that about me. I don't want to say that to make me sound like an asshole.
Say it.
I know.
Say
I have grade. No, let me not use that.
what?
I care more than I will say this. I care
What he was about
more.
to say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I care more than I care about a lot more than people may perceive. I give you that. Like I care a lot more. Last night, Brittany ripped me a new one, calling me, "Oh, you're not empathetic. You don't have sympathy, empathy, and all that great stuff." Last night, and I'm actually very empathetic. I
I
actually
agree.
listen a lot. Like I actually try to understand people. I spend an insane amount of time trying to understand people I care about.
I
Now, if
agree
I
with that.
don't care about you, I'm not gonna spend time
Right.
trying to learn you.
My boy is empathetic.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. Been working hard.
He's just an asshole. It's covered. It's wrapped up in assholism.
You see how Lewis does,
Asshole
Keenan?
around.
It's like he does so good, and then he just like pulls the rug.
But it's
Yeah.
true. It's empathy. Once you get past all that asshole stuff, it's empathy right there, looking at you.
It's right
Asia, do
there.
you think I'm an a-hole?
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Thank you.
I don't.
Thank
I
you.
don't. No,
Thank
I
you.
actually think you are very like I do think that you are really caring.
I appreciate
You know
that.
what I think that it is though, Keenan? I think you just go hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really
That's
think that
fair.
you just go hard. Like you are the embodiment of like just passion. Like for real, for real.
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Like
take that. Thank you.
you are passionate. You're just like, all right, okay.
I'll take that. That's true. That's why
Yeah.
when
In a good way.
I'm also passionate when I hear something stupid, not to listen. Like, hey man, come on, Doc. What we doing? You all right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're passionate on all sides.
Yeah.
I am.
With the good
I
stuff,
am.
with the bad stuff. You really are.
I am. All right, Louis.
Let me see.
Okay, let's go. Asia. Yeah, what's happening?
I really don't know, but I think that
I got one for you.
they'd be shocked. I really like doing like I don't want to say like dangerous stuff because that sounds crazy, but like I really am like, for example, back in the day, I used to sneak out the house, right? Not very often, but I would sneak out the house and like I'll be the one like on the back of motorcycles. Like I just like doing stuff like oh, we're going on motorcycles. Yes, I wanted a motorcycle so bad.
The
Like
therapist.
I was the one that's like, where are we going? I don't know. Sounds fun. Yes,
I
I'm
love that.
down. I've always been like that. I've always been the friend that like back in the day my friends would call, hey, we about to go on a dummy mission. Great, I'm down. I would just be there.
Is that an adrenaline rush, kind of like an adrenaline junkie kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm.
I would describe it like I'm always here for the plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just here for the plot.
I will say what I've learned about you over the past couple years that I don't think people will know just talking to you.
What?
You can be extremely funny and goofy. And I don't think everybody would know that if you just like if they don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, I agree.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
hilarious, bro. I'm
I
like, oh
forgot
wow.
about that.
Like
Because
Yeah, like
Asia's witty. She is
yes, bro.
witty. Deceitfully witty. I agree.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. And it's
oh
funny.
yeah.
It's grade A funny too.
Thank
It ain't
Nope.
bad witty where it's like, no, I'm like, oh, she's funny
She
in
is-
real life.
Yep. I agree. It's just you wouldn't know it, but she is.
Yeah. You're like, hey,
Oh,
did she just
thank
insult me?
you.
It was funny. Hey, Lewis, what's yours?
I would have never got get on the back of a motorcycle from her.
Yeah, oh
That
yeah,
was
nah.
a little far.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Hey, I want to hear this, Lewis. Go ahead, bro. What's up?
Bro, I talk too much. I don't think there's nothing people don't know about me.
Not true.
Man, come on, man.
Come on.
I can't think of nothing, bro. I'm being honest with y'all.
Hey, how you
No
going?
white short hair.
Hey,
No, actually, hold on. What I can say about Lewis, what I can say about him, it's not like I'm not gonna talk about like the like empathetic and all that kind of stuff. But what I will say is that Lewis really, really, really does care. Like Lewis, you are actually one of the most caring people.
he said
And
that
I
today.
don't think that people, because I think people they especially like from this, I think people might see us like Lewis is always the one saying the thing that we're all just like, okay, what were y'all thinking it, but we're never gonna say it. Yeah. Lewis, you'll say the thing, right? But what's really true is that I think that you really have like a huge, huge heart. And I don't think a lot of people would know that. like from jump.
Hey, don't get to man. Lewis will say something like, "Yeah, man, why the?" And then like talk to him the next day. Yeah, man, everything cool, bro. I know I kind of went hard on you yesterday, but everything's true. I'm like, bro, I'm still recovering, dog. Don't hit me up and ask me if I'm okay, man.
You know who told me that? You know who had to sit me down and tell him? She said, "You can dish it and you can take it, but not everybody's ready for it." My mom.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
My mom had to have that conversation with me as an adult.
Rejection taught me that. Rejection
She's
taught me that.
No, Lewis, everybody ain't gonna be able to handle it now. You can't just do that. But I think I don't know. I think well, I'm a big fan of R&B music, but I'm a huge fan of early 2000s pop music. So the NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all that. I'm with all that. I love that music. So I would say that's something people wouldn't traditionally know. So when I went to see Justin Timberlake, Kenny was like, "You like it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, boy!"
Yeah, that one got me because the way he said it was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Hey, man, Justin in town, bro. We gotta go." I'm like, "Justin,
my first name."
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Hey, look, Shantae, he would have been. Hey, look, Lewis, you should have seen that the kickback we just had with Marcus Sale played "Bye Bye Bye" by NSYNC.
Oh yeah,
everybody in there, bro. Like what?
We went stupid. I was not playing about that request.
Yeah, man, come on, man. It was a great era of music, bro. They don't make. And the irony is, let me bring it back. The irony is, there was a lot of black people behind that music. You know what I'm saying? Full force. A lot of the production, that choreography for that song was by a black dude from Stomp the Yard, right? So it's like, we all up in there.
Yep, and if it wasn't by them, they were imitating because that was that image of the boy bands, the black boy bands. Like,
I'm not selling out all the way. You know what I mean?
All the way.
I had the NSYNC Barbies, Lou. I had the NSYNC Barbies.
Come on, sorry, you're right there with me. You're right there with me.
They held the sign.
I knew about it. My wife be in that little pop bag. I'd be like, yo, don't turn that on in front of my kids.
Come on, exposure.
Like turn that off.
Come on, man.
No. I'm gonna be real. I really do hope my youngins get. I hope like their Saturday mornings is gonna be filled with stuff where they're gonna have an old soul. So I'm appreciative of those things.
Yeah.
Because I think that's dying out. Like I think the music that had genuine messages, if we don't do a good job of keeping it in our house, by the time our kids are 17, 18, bro, they're gonna just be on what they on.
Yeah.
Without the music,
I agree with that. Like in my mind, I'm like, I rock with Glow, right? But I just don't feel that Glow has like the Saturday cleaning. That's that's not that playlist. It's not. For me, I just don't think.
Yeah, she got that party bus next Saturday playlist.
Well, me, I am playing Glow while cleaning the house. Now, is any cleaning getting done? Absolutely not. I'm dancing all over the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. All right, y'all. Before we get out of here, man, we're gonna stay on this track. And we anybody can take it first. So, what keeps you grounded? What keeps you motivated? And what keeps you grounded? So, what keeps you going? Asia gave me a compliment of being passionate. I appreciate that. But what keeps you going and what keeps you grounded, man? I'm not going first. I'm not, because I don't have nothing crazy to say. Shantae, you elected to go first again. Go ahead.
Well, I love my family a lot. They live far away. They live in Hawaii, but I still feel responsible to be somewhat accomplished in my life. So I would definitely say that keeps me grounded. Now, what keeps me motivated is normally the energy that I have into something. So like something like this, like Millennials versus the World, we going up. Okay. The motivation is there because we are putting everything into it. We're excited. Those are things that keeps me motivated. If there's excitement and if it's fun, I'm with it. Once the fun and the excitement's out, I'm over it. That's just like how I am.
That's weird, but it's blood in, blood out now. So I don't know about so when it's over, you know what I'm saying?
Already got it. You ain't see it?
Yeah.
You see it on the camera.
I'm still waiting for my chain. That's all I'm still waiting for my chain.
Baddie chain.
I know, man. Come on, man. We need chains.
BW baddies.
Oh God, man.
Hell.
I don't. I'm not. Hey, look, y'all. They go. Never mind. I ain't gonna say what I'm saying. Y'all need to be talking to Lewis. He get him.
Lewis, come on. It's not that much. And no one even said they had to be like real diamonds. Like a lot of people don't even know what real diamonds are. So, give us some Swarovski. What is it? Swarovski?
Yeah.
Zirconium.
Zirconium.
Yeah. Asia, back to what keeps you motivated, keeps you grounded.
Right. What keeps me motivated, what keeps me grounded. I think I'm gonna do what keeps me grounded first, and then what keeps me motivated. So what keeps me grounded is my faith, right?
Salute.
Like that really is what keeps me the most grounded, more than anything. I think what keeps me motivated though, I think at this point in my life, and it might sound, I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but I'm gonna just say it. For me, one of the things that keeps me motivated, because not everything, but it's just seeing my friends with their families and how they're able to do it all, in my opinion, right? Like for me, I'm single, I don't have any kids. And so for me, it's like what keeps me motivated is seeing like, okay, like I can still, like I am working toward something bigger than myself. Because sometimes I can feel, it feels like, oh yeah, like I'm good. And I've said this before, I work as hard as I do so I can hang out with my friends that have, like two income households and that, like all the things, like I work hard for that reason. But I think seeing my friends that all of y'all, right, have successful marriages, all of y'all like have are still driven, still doing things for yourselves individually, right? And so for me, that is something that really does keep me motivated to kind of keep going, so that I know I am working towards something that's bigger than myself.
Yeah.
Hold that.
Me too.
Lewis.
Speaking of gorillas, so what keeps me grounded is F and F. So, but my F and F is faith and family.
I love that.
Right. So,
I got one.
No, it's faith and family, right? I think they go hand in hand. I rely on my faith. It's a big part of who I am. I'm leading with that, Joy. But it's a big part of who I am. And then my family, man, I'm just huge on that, like especially now. So yeah, they're a big part of that for me. And then what keeps me motivated? I'm gonna be honest with myself and with you guys. I'm just freaking competitive, yo. I'm just super competitive. Like,
I agree.
If I see something or if I see somebody else do something in my mind, I could do that shit too. I could do it and probably do it better. You know what I mean? I could do that. And I think that has, in my ignorance, has helped me in a lot of ways and has also humbled me in a lot of ways. But go ahead, Keenan.
I don't know how much I can share, but like the reason why I can tell y'all this makes sense. I'm gonna say as much as I can, right? But like when we were the tour, when we were going through like finding venues and contact, Lewis is so transparent about his competitiveness. It was, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you, like, man, what? I ain't like that, bro. Nah. We gotta do that again. I ain't say like, no, we gotta run that back. But I appreciate it, bro. But I was just saluting the competitiveness. It's healthy competition, is what I was getting at, basically.
Yeah,
it wasn't healthy at one point in my life, and being a twin, that's the worst thing for a competitive person.
You're a twin, identical,
fraternal. We're fraternal.
Oh, wow.
They fraternal.
How do you be competitive as a twin?
I'm like, but y'all look just alike to me.
Because you constantly being compared to one another.
Who was born first then?
Come on now.
You,
the alpha.
See,
yeah. I call him alpha, and I call him beta. I'm alpha, he beta. But anyway, so the thing about it is, when you're a twin, everything that you guys do, or you constantly pit it against one another.
Right.
Like unintentionally, people will do it, and they'll look for the nuances. Like just what you guys said. You guys look so much alike. So if we showed up, you'd be trying to find out where we look different, right? And it's honest, but to us, we don't get our sense of individuality. So I tell any parent or anybody I know that has twins, like my homeboy, he has twins. I'm like, listen, you got to be able to allow them to see themselves as individuals, because everyone, unbeknownst to them, is going to constantly compare them where they don't even realize it, and it's going to be unfair to them. And that competitiveness, we just competed. And then I realized, like when I got married, my wife was like, Lewis, you're not competing with me, because the closest person the person I was close to before is my brother. So that's what we did. So I found myself doing the same thing with my wife. You know what I mean? Like she was like, Lewis, I ain't in competition with you, fool. I'm like, you ain't? She was like, nah. Well, okay. You know, so that, but it's really it's again, in my ignorance, being competitive is giving me a lot of exposure to things, but it's also humbled me in a lot of ways. But it is what motivates me. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I think that's no. I'm gonna remove my family from it because they'll always be that. So I'm not gonna use them, but they'll always be that. I ain't gonna say it's gonna sound weird. It's gonna sound kind of cliche, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is really how I am. I think what motivates me is I gotta see what life is like taking the risk. Like I gotta see what it's like when it's all said and done. I gotta know I tried it. Like, and I gotta know, like, when I say that, I don't mean that stupidly. I use it like this, and I'll say this transparently on this platform. Win, lose, or draw. I think we can, if we fast forward 10 years from now, we can never take what we did together these past 3 years. It'll forever be etched in our memory, how we've been touring, how we've been vibing, all these things we did. So, I think a lot of people look at stuff from a monetary gain or things like that, but like we will be able to come friends and turn passion into a tour. Like, but I had to, but to me, what motivates me is to see opportunities that I think I really want to try and go for them. And if I fail, I fail. Like, hey, I'm not going to do nothing I'm going to fail in line. I got to go up under a bridge and be like, yo, I'm going to be with y'all on Saturday when I get back. You know what I'm saying? But I do that. I think that really motivates me. I think life is worth trying it. I'm going to leave that there. I think what grounds me, what grounds me is I think I've lost enough to know like you can lose it all. So I'm not afraid to take risks. So for me, I think I stay grounded because like, hey, look, man, a lot of my experiences come typically from people that are older. Like you will experience the losses I experienced when you were older. So for me, it's like, shit, once you know you can lose it and you make it through it, you don't really think of stuff as, how can I say this without sounding
It's not as valuable, man. You know where real value is.
Yeah, that's perfectly put. Like it's like, yeah, oh nah, like nah, bro, I'm not about to trip because that ain't a real issue for real. So I'm good, dog. I'm off that. Like somebody get rah, yeah, nah. And let me not say that. But yeah, that's what grounds me. My last question before we get up out of here.
My boy stuck. Is that me?
I was just doing the thing I was saying. I froze. No, I wasn't. Hey, look, appreciate you. Hey, man, appreciate y'all tapping in to day 3 of the Millennials vs. World Pre-Game Week. It's your boy K-Dot Bibbs, man. I got the ladies of the show, Aisha and Shantae, my bro Louis P. We are Millennials vs. the World, and we are out. I got him, man. He said my boy.